Have you ever felt that there is something inside you just can't protect? Not an organ, not an idea, not even an emotion. I mean your essence. That invisible something that makes you you. And yet, in certain places, with certain people, that essence begins to blur. Why? There is something nobody ever taught you, something you've been conditioned to ignore since childhood. Your personal energy is permeable, and that, in a world where emotional chaos is the common language, puts you at a disadvantage, a dangerous disadvantage. You notice it when you walk into a room and, without knowing why, your mood shifts. You feel it when you talk to someone and, upon leaving, you feel emptier than when you arrived. Who stole your energy? Or did you give it away without realizing it? In reality, nobody has prepared us for this silent battle. Because what happens on an energetic level is so subtle, so silent, that it becomes almost imperceptible. But the price of not seeing it is high. Loss of self-esteem, insecurity, anxiety, disconnection. From yourself, from the world, from what you truly are. And the most unsettling part is that you've spent years confusing that loss of energy with your personality. You've come to believe that you are insecure, that you are weak, that you are emotionally unstable, but you're not. That's what happens when you lose control of your energetic field. And yes, it may sound esoteric, mystical, even fanciful. But look at yourself. Look honestly. How many times have you ended a day exhausted for no apparent reason? How many times have you felt at the mercy of your environment without an inner refuge to sustain you? Then tell me, if this isn't real, why do you feel it so intensely? The truth is that there are invisible forces affecting your internal state. But I'm not talking about supernatural entities or cosmic conspiracies. I'm talking about the emotional waves of those around you, about the vibrational field of the spaces you inhabit, about unspoken tensions, other people's expectations, emotional burdens that pass through you without permission. And worst of all is that, without knowing it, you've learned to adapt your energy to the environment. You've learned to mold yourself, to yield, to loosen your invisible shield just to fit in. To not stand out, so others won't feel uncomfortable. And do you know what happens when you do that every day for years? You stop knowing who you are. Your energetic field dissolves. You lose your center. And you can no longer tell whether the sadness you feel is yours or someone else's. Whether the fear that paralyzes you is real or borrowed. Whether the anxiety consuming you is authentic or simply something you absorbed by mistake. We live surrounded by energetic fields we cannot see, but that affect us. And, although nobody has told you, you can protect yourself. You can learn to establish a barrier, not to isolate yourself, but to preserve yourself. To remember who you are even when everything around you pushes you to forget it. There exists an ancient technique, a practice forgotten by most, simple yet powerful. It is called the energy shield. It is not a modern concept. It is not a social media trend. It is a tool used for centuries by mystics, sages, shamans, and spiritual guardians. But before explaining how to do it, I need you to understand an uncomfortable truth. If you don't protect your energy, someone else will use it. Because your energy does not disappear. It only changes hands. And believe me, there are many interested in feeding off it. People, places, situations. Consciously or not, there are forces that feed on what you don't know how to safeguard. And no, this is not victimhood. It is responsibility. Because you are not a leaf in the wind. You are a complete, autonomous vibrational field capable of creating, transforming, and healing.
But to do that, you need to recover your center. Imagine for a moment that you can walk through the world without being invaded by others' emotions. That you can enter any place and still be yourself. That you can hear someone's pain without carrying it. That you can love without dissolving. That you can help without vanishing. That is the freedom the energy shield offers you. But beware, this is not about closing yourself off. It is not about becoming cold, distant, or inaccessible. It is about being so rooted in your own essence that no external emotional storm can tear you away from yourself. And for that, you need presence, attention, intention, and, above all, practice. The energy shield begins with a simple act, becoming aware of your internal sacred space. That space that no one can occupy unless you allow it. Visualize it, feel it, claim it. That is your temple. From that place, you can project a barrier, not a wall, a living membrane, flexible yet firm, light that envelops you, vibration that defines you. And as you breathe, that light expands, strengthens, becomes your second skin. Each inhalation nourishes it. Each exhalation releases what is not yours. That's how it works. It's not fantasy. It is focused intention. It is consciousness in action. And when you begin to practice it, you will notice it. Gazes will no longer pierce you. External tensions will no longer crush you. Unrequested emotions will no longer settle in your chest. You will feel something new, or perhaps something you had forgotten. Peace. That peace will not come from outside. It will be yours. Because at last, you will remember that true spiritual power is not controlling the world. It is not letting the world control you. You will see how your confidence changes, how your body relaxes, how your voice grows firmer, how your presence becomes noticeable effortlessly. Because you are no longer begging for approval. You are no longer absorbing others' chaos. You are inhabiting your energy, your true home. And in time, something even more powerful will happen. People will start to feel different around you. Calmer, clearer, more sincere. Not because you are healing them, but because by protecting your energy, you are showing them how it's done. This, dear listener, is embodied spirituality. Not dogma, not ideology, living practice, real connection. Now you know you are not defenseless. Now you know you can establish your energy shield. And that doing so isn't a luxury, but a necessity. Because the world needs people who do not lose themselves in others, who do not dissolve, who are capable of holding their light even when everything seems darkness. That person can be you. You only need to decide it. And begin today. Breathe, feel, visualize, protect. And remember, your energy is sacred. Defend it, care for it, honor what you are, because no one else will. And if you've ever wondered why certain people seem to absorb everything, leaving behind a dense sensation, almost as if they had drained the air from the room, perhaps now you have the answer. It's not just their attitude. It's their energetic field, which, consciously or not, feeds on yours if you don't know how to protect it. But let's go further. What if your energetic field weren't just a shield, but also a magnet? Yes, because the energy you project not only protects you, it also attracts. And that can be as constructive as it is destructive. When your energy is fragmented, confused, or contaminated by others' emotions, you begin to attract situations that are not aligned with your essence. People who confuse you, experiences that repeat, cycles you don't know how to close. Has it happened to you? Because it is not bad luck, it is vibration. Everything that comes into your life has a frequency, and you, whether you know it or not, emit a constant signal. That signal is formed not only by your thoughts, but by the quality of your energy, by your level of presence, by your ability to remain centered even when everything around you collapses. That is why there is something even more powerful than protecting your energy: tuning it, sharpening your frequency, elevating it, becoming not just a being armored against chaos, but a luminous presence that reorganizes the energy of the environment simply by being there. And this, though mystical sounding, is profoundly practical. Observe the sages, the real meditators, the silent masters. They don't need to speak much, they don't flaunt their abilities, but when they are present, everything changes. Because they have learned to be whole, to vibrate from such a clear place that any dissonant energy simply bounces off. And you can do the same. But first, you must understand something almost nobody tells you. Your energy is not only in your body, it extends beyond, meters around you, and that is where the real battle is fought, in that invisible space around you. It is the territory where other people's fear can nest, where unspoken words float, where others' expectations try to filter in. That is where the invasion begins. If you don't cleanse that space, what is not yours starts to inhabit you. And here appears another concept rarely discussed: energetic pollution. Not the kind that comes from air or noise. I'm talking about stagnant energy in your field, residues of past emotions, remnants of unresolved relationships, thoughts left hanging. All that creates a sort of energetic fog that, if you don't clear it, begins to distort your perception. Suddenly, you find yourself reacting with anger, sadness, or anxiety without knowing why, as if your body were responding to memories that should no longer be there. Does that ring a bell? Because they are there. They are there because nobody taught you to reprogram your field, because you not only absorb external energies, you also retain the old. What you didn't let go, what you decided to keep just in case. And that just in case weighs heavily. So, protecting your energy is not just about creating a shield. It is about purifying your field. And to do that, you need awareness, yes, but also real energetic practice. Practices like grounding, connecting with the earth, conscious use of silence, retreating from noise, emptying the emotional body, ancient practices almost forgotten, but more necessary than ever in this oversaturated emotional world. Because tell me, how many times a day is your field invaded by information you didn't ask for? News, opinions, violent images, others' emotions, judgments that aren't yours, all of that comes in. But what goes out? Most people don't have an energetic discharge system. They don't know how to release accumulated pressure. And thus, the field congests. It loses clarity. And that internal fog not only affects your mood, it affects your intuition. And this is key, because when your energetic field is clean, your intuition awakens. And here we enter one of the most powerful aspects of the topic. Energy is the gateway to subtle perception. It's not just about protecting yourself from suffering, it's about clearing the channel that connects you to the invisible, to that inner voice that has always been there, but that you can rarely hear clearly, because the world's energetic noise, when it enters you, drowns out your inner guide. And you, who were born with the ability to feel beyond the physical senses, to perceive the subtle, to hear the unspoken, have been trained to ignore it. You've been made to believe it's imagination, that it's weakness, that it's too much sensitivity. But it isn't. It is a gift. And like every gift, it needs to be protected, cultivated, honored. That is why the energy shield is not only a defense mechanism, it is an act of spiritual sovereignty. It is a way of saying to the world, I can be here with you without losing myself in you. It is a silent declaration. I am at peace, and I don't need to absorb your chaos to show empathy. It is a way of living. I hear your pain, but I don't make it mine. And at that point, something miraculous happens. You no longer react from the wound. You no longer make decisions out of fear. You no longer let yourself be molded by external energy. You begin to live from a firm center, an unbreakable core, and everything changes. Not because the world changes, but because you change the way you relate to it. And this is not learned in books. It is cultivated in silence, in internal listening, in the ritual of returning again and again to your center, in the daily commitment to remember that you too are energy, and that energy deserves respect, starting with yourself. Now then, there is an even deeper aspect we need to touch upon: inherited energetic trauma. Yes, what you carry is not always yours. Many of us carry in our fields energetic patterns that did not begin with us. Generational wounds, invisible loyalties, inherited fears, ancestral pain, and all of that also filters into your field if you are not aware of it. The energetic body is like a living archive. It stores more information than you imagine, and that information conditions you without your knowing. You repeat cycles, you avoid paths, you attract the same things over and over. Not because you are broken, but because there is something unresolved vibrating within you. And here, the energy shield fulfills another essential function: interrupting the pattern. When your energy is protected and your frequency elevated, you are no longer compatible with those old loops. You no longer resonate with the wound. You no longer fit the same script. Your external reality begins to change because you, at a vibrational level, have broken the contract. And that, though it may seem small, is an internal revolution. Because when you learn to sustain yourself, to keep your space clear, your vibration constant, and your center active, you become unhackable. Yes, unhackable. No external emotion can slip in without your permission. No gaze can drain you. No word can break you. Because you have remembered what was always inside you. You are an energetic temple, and you deserve to be treated as such, and the first person who must honor that temple is you. And now that you know all this, tell me, are you really going to keep living as if you didn't know it? Will you walk through the world again without protecting your field, without shielding your energy, without claiming the space that belongs to you by right? Because there is an inescapable truth. Every second you do not hold your center, someone else occupies it. And no, it will not always be someone malicious. Sometimes it will be a wounded person, or a charged space, or an unfinished situation. But the result will be the same. You will disconnect from yourself, and every disconnection has a price. The world is not going to turn down its volume. It is not going to stop emitting its noise, its tension, its emotional chaos. You cannot expect reality to give you permission to be yourself. You have to give yourself that permission. And now. Because the moment is not tomorrow. Not when you have more time. Not when you are less tired. The moment is now. This very instant. This second in which you are asking yourself, what if this is real? What if what I feel is not an exaggeration, but a call? That call is your energy speaking to you. It is your essence saying, enough of being an open field. Enough of being a receptacle for what is not yours. Enough of molding yourself to survive. It's time to hold your light to live. And I won't lie to you. This is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's transformative. It's a before and after. Because once you learn to live with your energy protected, you can never go back. You will see with more clarity. You will feel with more precision. And many will not know how to deal with that. Because most are not accustomed to whole, complete, inviolable people. But there lies your greatest power. When you are no longer moldable, you become magnetic. And what you attract from then on will be entirely different. People who respect you, spaces that nourish you, situations that expand you. Not because the world has changed, but because you have changed your frequency. And now that you are here, at the end of this journey, I want to make you a proposal, not a task, not a challenge, an invitation. When you finish this video, don't go to another. Don't get distracted. Stay with yourself. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe. And simply feel your field. Feel that invisible halo that surrounds you. And ask yourself quietly, what part of me needs to be rescued today? That will be your entryway to your inner temple, to your subtle power, to that place where no one can enter except you. And if you have felt something move inside you during this video, if there has been a resonance, even a small one, let it grow. Don't ignore it. Because that faint tingle you have felt, that silent shiver, is your energy remembering that it is alive. And now that you know, you can never go back to sleep. That is why, if all this has resonated with you, subscribe. But not for me. Do it for yourself. To continue cultivating this space of consciousness, truth, and internal power. And if you have come this far, I want to know. Leave me in the comments a single phrase. My energy is sacred, and now I know it. You can't imagine the power a simple act of declaration can have. Not for the algorithm, for your soul. I'll see you in the next video, where we will continue delving into mysteries no one dares to touch. But until then, don't forget one thing. There are those who walk with their body, others with their mind. But you are learning to walk with your energy, and that is the true awakening. See you on the other side.